Young people are giving up concerts, dining out, even dating, and they're doing it on purpose. Across social media, a movement called revenge saving is turning Gen Z and millennials into financial extremists, sacrificing the small joys they once took for granted in exchange for something they've been told is slipping further from reach: security. The numbers show why they feel cornered. Nearly half of Gen Z, 48%, and 46% of millennials say they don't feel financially secure, according to a 2025 Deloitte survey. That's up sharply from just 30% a few years earlier. At the same time, the minimum income needed to afford a median-priced starter home hit $86,000 in 2025, a figure that sits well above what most young workers actually earn. The result: an estimated 1.8 million Gen Z and millennials simply disappeared from the housing market last year. They didn't choose to sit it out, they were priced out. So they're doing the only thing that still feels like it's in their control. Gen Z's savings rate climbed to 6.2% in 2025, up from 5.9% the year before, and it's been rising steadily since 2022. That might sound modest, but it represents a generation reversing course midstream. Just a few years ago, these were the people driving what economists called revenge spending, the post-pandemic splurge on travel, concerts, and experiences they'd been denied during lockdown. Now the pendulum has swung so far in the opposite direction that the behavior has earned its own name. Revenge saving isn't a budget. It's a posture. On TikTok and Instagram, young people are broadcasting no-spend months, sinking funds, and hyper-detailed budget breakdowns like battle plans. The language is aggressive: revenge, reclaiming control, fighting back, because the motivation isn't just thrift. It's anger. Anger at a system that promised them mobility if they worked hard and got educated, then handed them an economy where a decent apartment costs half their paycheck and a starter home requires a six-figure salary. The shift is visible in everyday behavior. Friendships are strained when one person can't afford to meet up. Dating profiles now include disclaimers about low-cost date ideas. The small rituals that used to define young adulthood, grabbing coffee, seeing a band, trying a new restaurant, are being stripped away, not because of a pandemic or a personal crisis, but because of a quiet, grinding realization that the old rules don't work anymore. What makes this different from ordinary saving is the psychology behind it. Previous generations saved for something: a wedding, a down payment, retirement. Revenge saving is defensive. It's about building a barrier between yourself and catastrophe, not funding a dream. The goal isn't wealth, it's survival with dignity. And because the target keeps moving, rent goes up, groceries cost more, interest rates stay high, the saving never feels like enough. Economists have started paying attention because this isn't a fad. It's a structural response to structural pressure. When nearly half of an entire generation reports feeling financially insecure, and when that insecurity leads them to pull back on the spending that keeps local businesses alive, the ripple effects move through the whole economy. Bars close. Concert venues struggle. Small retailers lose their base. But for the people living it, revenge saving isn't about macroeconomics. It's about making one decision in a world that feels like it's decided everything for you. It's choosing to skip tonight's dinner out so that maybe, in 5 years, you can afford first and last month's rent without asking your parents. It's not freedom. It's just the least bad option when every other door is already closed.